that because I used to work at Tinsel Town.
Slaughterhouse.
No, it wasn't Slaughterhouse. I don't know what it was, but it was one of those shooter games. Like you pick the gun up and you have to click off of the
Doom.
screen to reload.
Yeah.
And then it was just the most popular game at Tinsel Town, and I worked at Tinsel Town. I remember one time I was determined to beat it, and I spent about $20 in quarters just to beat that freaking game. And man, they have me, and right behind
you sure it wasn't Doom?
No, it wasn't Doom. And right behind it was an air hockey table that I played all the time. We always played air hockey.
Yeah.
We went with Tinsel Town. By the way, speaking of gaming, I saw an ad, and I don't know if it was an ad, more like someone who was just putting a video up to promote this, but it was an omnidirectional floor, and they made it for VR kind of gaming spots. Like you go to do this VR gaming thing, and the floor is omnidirectional. So when you start walking and you turn, it'll recognize what direction you're turning, but you're standing in one place.
It's like a treadmill that.
Oh yeah, omnidirectional treadmill. Yeah,
I've seen those.
It was. I mean, and plus when you stop, it'll stop with you.
Yeah,
like it doesn't just keep going. It was.
That's pretty cool, man.
Well,
cool.
If you've ever seen Ready Player One, it made you think of that.
Yeah,
because of how he straps in and.
Hey man, just give me Frogger.
Frogger?
Just give me some Frogger, some Defender, some Defender,
some Snake on your phone.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow, Nick. As soon as it gets to technology, you're like, I don't want to.
I said, give me Frogger, Defender, Sinistar.
But you're talking about Atari.
Old technology. Yeah, no, I'm talking about stand-up arcade games. Like we were talking about
arcade games. Oh, the ones that had the simple buttons of up, down, left, and right.
You're so young.
Yeah.
you're just a young pup.
But
Nick.
if you put those games on a
I'm
cell
talking
phone,
about omnidirectional VR. You know,
first
generation gaming.
Stop yelling into the mic. I already have to edit so many things out of the last episode.
Oh, so. You're gonna cry about it now.
Well, I mean, anyway.
I got to talk over you half the time.
Anytime you put any kind of thing that you're familiar with into a cell phone, your brain explodes. Just like now.
No, it doesn't. I can put phone numbers in my cell phone, dude. No problem.
But you can't play a game on your cell
phone?
Are
we recording?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's go. Welcome to Nick's Right Podcast. We're a very young, very naive millennial and Gen Xer like to argue a lot about
culture and politics.
All things important to life.
Culture and politics.
And movies
but that falls under culture.
Women. What do women fall under?
Under culture.
You think women are part of...
Actually, I think women fall under culture and politics, but that's...
I think they fall under movies.
Well, and movies fall under culture. So if you want to... I mean, I still win that argument.
All right, Nick. What are we going to talk about today?
Welcome to Nick's Right Podcast.
I'll spend all hour talking about arcade games and video games.
I know you will. No, I don't want to spend all day talking about that. That's just so.
It's culture, Nick. It's culture.
Culture, Nick. Anyway, thank you guys for watching Nick's Right Podcast. Old Millennial, young Gen Xer. We talk about culture and politics, and yes, that is what this podcast is about. Sometimes we talk about filmmaking, which falls under culture, if you ask me. But we are filmmakers. He's a writer. I'm a producer, writer. We're both actors in some sense. He thinks he's a better actor than me, but we have yet to see that. Anyway, we're going to pray. We're going to get started because we are followers of Christ, and it shows that we're broken people every podcast. Lord Jesus, thank you. Thank you for this fun time we have. Thank you for wine. Thank you for Nick. Thank you for this ability to record this episode, and may this episode ultimately glorify and honor you in everything we do and say. Go before us and give us plenty of viral moments. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I never said I was a better actor than you.
You did.
When?
You absolutely did.
When?
You just said, like when we were talking about taking one of the roles for one of the movies, you literally said, I'm a better actor than you.
No, what I said was, don't make me audition against you.
Is that not communicating that you're a better actor than me?
I said, Nick, don't make me audition against you.
How is that?
No.
You did not say that. You did not say, don't make me audition against you. You said, Nick, you don't want to audition against me.
I might have said that.
And that is indicating that you think you're a better actor than me.
And what if I am?
And there we are. Everybody see this, right?
What
he is indicating that he's a better actor than me.
So nobody can be a better actor than you, Nick?
I didn't say that.
Well, you're kind of implying it.
You're very
certainly
confident
implying it.
that you are a better actor than me. You know what we should do for one of our just one-on-one episodes?
Who's going to decide who's a better actor than who?
No. That's listen to me. What we should do for one of our one-on-one episodes is we should both, like, I should give you a scene that you're not necessarily unaware of, but I'm the one that chooses a scene for you, and you should choose a scene for me, and we both act it out in front of camera in the podcast.
I'm so down for that. Dude. That would be fun.
We let the people decide.
Dude, that would. Do you want the people to be the judge?
I mean, aren't they always?
I mean, do we even need a judge? Why don't we just do it? Just do it for fun.
No. This is to prove a point. I mean, come on. This is what we do.
What point are you looking to prove, Nick?
You gotta,
that you're a better actor than me?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you're so confident that you're a better actor than me. Like, you literally said, you don't want to audition against me, Nick.
Hey, okay, so...
Listen, Linda.
When it comes to that role, I told you I want that role.
Wait, can you... Because I'm blanking on the role. What was it?
You don't even know the role.
No, I can't remember what movie. Because we
Awakened.
Oh, because you want to play James.
Yes.
And I said I would be a better fit because I look more like him.
You don't look more like him. No.
How do you look like him when you're bald?
Okay, Nick, you're talking about your gray hair and your gray beard, which he has a gray hair and a gray beard, but these are things that Hollywood and indie productions have been perfecting for 50 years. He's not more than 2 inches taller than me. He's built like me. He's 58. He's closer to my age. I mean, you tell me, Nick. How do you look? How do you say? Okay, you're making me fight, and it'll be a struggle.
Anyway, that's how this whole conversation started, and him saying, "Nick, you don't want to audition against me."
I told you I wanted that role. I'm writing that role. You think I'm just gonna let someone else play it?
No.
Now, if they audition it out from underneath me, okay, great. Nothing I can do about it.
Right.
Which means I'm going to audition
what
my butt
happens
off for that role, dude.
What happens whenever they, like, say you and I, say we both audition for it? I have no desire to audition for it, just saying. But say they want us both to audition for it and they choose me. What would your response to that be?
I'd be like, I lost my role.
But you still think it's your role?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't ever go audition for a role and not think it's your role, whether you win it or not. I mean, I've lost roles before, and I'm like, I don't
agree with you very often, but I'll agree with that because that role that I had auditioned for on The Chosen, I'm like, that was my role.
Yeah.
That was my role, man.
Did you go beat anybody up?
No.
Then why do you think I would?
I never implied
the question
that you
implied such.
I did
you
not.
were waiting for me
I was
to have
not
an
saying
emotional
that you were
response to that
emotional,
question.
yes, not beat somebody up.
Well, okay. I'll give you that.
Oh, God.
I'll give you that. But you were still waiting for me.
I'm always waiting for an emotional response, Nick. Like, because you know how to have an emotional response.
I would detest you forever. How about that?
You would detest me for like 2 minutes because you would have to huff and puff and then you would get over it.
At least 2 minutes. I mean, I'm thinking 2 minutes. It'd probably be half a day, dude.
I wouldn't
probably
call
be
it
half a day.
I've never seen you take more than 10 minutes to get over it.
I'm very good about getting over stuff. My anger spikes, and I go very, very deep into that emotional quality, that dark, angry, red emotional quality. But I always come back out pretty fast. You know why?
Because you realize you're wrong?
No. It's not realizing who's wrong or who's right. And if I'm wrong, I'll realize it. It's because I have a healthy perspective, Nick. That's how.
Healthy perspective?
A healthy perspective.
What would a healthy perspective look like?
A healthy perspective is the ability to go, okay, I lost the role. How does my life change?
Okay.
I'm still going to wake up tomorrow.
I'm
still going to go to work. Well, I'm giving you an example.
Yeah, I'm referring more to just emotional outbreaks in general. Like healthy perspective, like
okay, so they just wrecked my car because they ran a red light.
No, use something that pertains to us, like because you have an emotional response almost daily for the things that I do in the gym to you, and I know which one you're going to say, and I know what kind of emotional response you're going to say, but I want to hear it from you.
Oh, my perspective looks like us yelling at each other like dogs, and then you leave the office.
Don't say I leave.
Well,
don't say I leave.
Eventually, you leave the office, and I just check my emails, or I answer the phone, or
You're so saying it wrong. You're making me look like the bad guy or the one that
okay,
like,
all
exits
right.
the conversation.
That's when it happens there at the office, right? At the office
Like if you're
portion
sitting
of the
down,
gym. Like
if
if
you're
I'm
sitting
sitting
down in
down.
the
But if
office,
it's
yeah.
out on the purple carpet, like the functional space.
Anytime Fitness, by the way. This is at
Anytime Fitness, yeah.
In Grapevine, Texas. So if you guys ever
And,
want to get a membership, Nick is your guy.
Jake and Joe, if you're watching this, we're just making this up, man. This isn't real. It's not real.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so I walk away and I go sit down,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what I do? The same thing. I check my email, answer the phone, whatever, cool off,
Wait.
steam down, whatever.
Hang on.
What are you trying to get at, Nick? You're trying to get at something, and I don't know what it is.
But you're always reframing it like it doesn't happen that way. So if we're sitting there and we're barking at each other, yelling about or arguing about something on the floor, you do something that always, in my perspective, it's like you want the upper hand, so you can do this to get the upper hand, which is walk away right in the middle of the conversation.
Okay, we've had this conversation before.
Here we
Nick.
go.
Why is it I tell you I walk away?
I want to say something that'll set you off right now.
Go ahead, set me off, dude.
Well, I know
Because you're a woman. Go ahead, say it. I know what you're gonna say.
what happened. I mean, most of the time, in my experience, when it comes to, and maybe I don't have enough experience because I've only been married once. So like, when it comes to like living with somebody, I've only lived with one person. So my experience is
You've only
with
been
one
married
woman.
once?
Yeah,
Okay.
once.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm trying to say that
There's an irony behind that
yes,
statement.
but I'm
go
trying to
ahead.
say that I've only, because other people would live with people before they get married.
Yeah.
I never do that. So,
I don't agree with that either, but go ahead.
well, so I've only lived with one woman.
Yeah.
To really get down to the nitty gritty of her mannerisms or whatever, and she would do that same thing. She would run in the middle of a conversation, in the middle of an argument, and especially when she was losing, or if she was winning, because she just felt like this is how I could always get the upper hand. She would just leave.
You see,
And so
a
whenever
duck-billed
you would do
platypus
that,
waddles and a duck waddles. Does that make them both ducks?
hang on, but you have to understand. You're talking about perspective. So if you want to look at my perspective, whenever I'm trying to have a discussion or an argument with you, and you're not, say I'm not, you think I'm not understanding where you're coming from, even though I am, but I'm arguing a different side. You get frustrated and you walk away like a liberal, like a woman.
Okay. All right. Is it my turn now?
Yeah, here we go.
That
was my
I'm hearing you
perspective.
talk.
That was my perspective. This
a
is
healthy
Nick's perspective.
would be able to able to say, well, he's at work and he doesn't have time to get into a yelling match
Yeah.
out here. He's told me this a dozen times before. I'm not going to let it go. He knows I'm not going to let it go. I have left him no option but to turn and walk away, as a man would who knows how to pick his fights. And
So
that's
you're
why I
saying,
walk away.
okay, so just take the aspect of we're at your work out of it. Would you still walk away?
No, I'd sit there and go toe to toe with you anytime, dude.
That's not my experience.
Okay, if I worked at Chili's as a waiter, would you come yell at me at Chili's?
Yeah.
You wouldn't
Not yell
dare.
at you. I mean, I would sit
Like you do
down
at the
and we
gym?
would. Oh yeah, because your
See, this
definition of
when I
yelling
say-
is not what I'm doing. Like I'm not yelling. I'm getting excited, but I'm not yelling because I could show you yelling.
No, what you do is if you don't want to call it yelling, you raise your voice, you get animated.
I get more. Yes, I mean,
blood flushes the face. little spits of fire come out of the head.
The funny thing is I can't remember what we were talking about in all those instances wherever you walked away.
I can't either. I'm sure if I thought about it, I could.
Here's the
But-
thing. Here's the difference when dudes argue like that, or even whenever we piss each other off. I mean, I've even seen this online where they just compare when guys argue, they got to throw down. But there was this one video I saw. They were like, they got out of their cars and they started throwing fists, and they were on the ground. One guy pinned the other guy, and the guy that was pinned, he was like, "All right, I'm good. And then the other guys that were coming over to help, they're like, "Okay, you guys good? Yeah, we're good. Okay, yeah, we're good." And they just walked away.
Yeah, funny.
Men. That's how men do it. You know?
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
Yeah. Most of the time. That's how men do it. But that's not how you can have any kind of conversation or an argument with a woman. And so my experience,
Those conversations have to end with an apology, and until that apology happens, they don't end.
but even when, no. Oh yeah. Well,
They'll
no,
go
no.
on for 10 years.
It's not even that. They'll bring it up afterwards.
Yeah,
like even
exactly.
after an apology, they'll be, if they get upset with you about something else, they'll bring it back up. And even though it says if they're a Christian woman and they believe in 1 Corinthians 13 where it says do not keep a record of wrongs, they have no idea what that means. Like it means don't keep a record. Don't bring it back up. If you've apologized for it, if you sought forgiveness, guess what? It's not on the table anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the
I have a question for you.
The Bible only applies to men. so,
You're saying because it just says men in there?
yeah. It's just,
There's some translations about the feeding the 5,000 and the feeding the 4,000. It'll actually say
I don't know what that means.
the feeding of the 5,000.
Oh, the feeding.
The feeding of the
Okay.
5,000.
I thought you said the defeating.
No, the feed. I talk fast, Nick. Why don't you open your ears and listen?
Yeah,
You've got me
or
in
you
your
could
ear.
Slow down
okay?
a little bit. Well,
In
whichever.
your ear.
Hey, whatever. The feeding of the 5,000.
The feeding of the 5,000 and the feeding of the 4,000. All the feedings, and it says 4,000 men. And some translations are now saying not including women and children, because that's how they talked back then. They only counted the men.
Yeah.
So you can understand that 5,000 was not 5,000.
See, whoever made that translation has poor perspective because they're unable to see the perspective of people 2,000 years ago and the way they spoke. When they said men or man
Yes.
or whatever, it means everybody.
No. They literally only counted men back then. So the reason why they put that in the translation now is to let you know that it wasn't 5,000. It was more like 15,000 or more, to put it in a better perspective of like how many people he fed that day.
When you put it that way, why not put men, women, and children?
That's how the culture was back then. They only recorded the men.
I know.
Because the women and children were with the men, so they counted the men.
Yeah. So why not change that according to today's culture?
Are you talking about
men,
like
women,
whenever
and
the
children?
That's why they put that in there. They put that in the translation, not including women and children, so you would know it wasn't just 5,000. So it's not changing the translation. It's not changing the actual words. It's just letting you know in like a cliff note.
No, I get that. I thought your argument was that we shouldn't change it.
No.
Okay.
No. Wait, my argument is saying like they were trying to give you the information without changing it, is what they were trying to do. Because it also says in God's word, do not add to this book.
Right.
Big consequences if you add to this book. So they have to put it in like a cliff note. So the translation is 5,000 men.
So it's basically sinful to add,
Oh, yeah.
not including women and children.
No, it's sinful to add to this book.
And that's
Like-
adding to the book.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Oh, my gosh, Nick.
So what's the solution? Given today's society and today's culture does not understand that by men, it's excluding women and children. What's the solution?
They already did the solution. They put
They
it in there.
sinned. They changed
They
the
didn't
Bible.
sin. Like, no, because they still said what the word says. 5,000 men, and then it said not including women and children. And I think they put it in parentheses, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think a better solution is to just train people to think today through schooling and education and all that the way they thought back then. That way,
would agree with that.
when it says he fed 4,000 or 5,000 men, we all know, okay, and their families. We just intellectually know that.
Yeah, and it's not about feminism or politics or anything like that. It's just how they counted people back then, because that was the patriarchy.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
But it was total feminism that included not including men and women.
Oh, I
in
don't
the
agree
Bible
with that
today.
at all. I think they were just trying to paint a bigger picture of like,
Oh.
hey, this is not just 5,000.
They were trying
it was
to
more like
represent
15
an
to 20,000.
Underrepresented group is what it is.
No, they weren't trying to represent an underrepresented group.
Why would
were
they
trying,
change it then?
Because they were trying to show you a better picture of the full power of Christ whenever he fed those people. It wasn't just 5,000. It was more like 20,000.
Yeah, okay. Then I don't know why they didn't just change the word 5 to 20. Then it
I
would be
think they were
20,000
trying. I
men.
think they were trying to
No, I
be
get-
accurate to what the actual scripture says, because you're talking about the four gospels, which were recorded accounts. In other words, it was just four people who were writing down what was happening. That's all it was.
I have no idea what you just said. I wasn't. I wouldn't. Even, I was looking at you, but I wasn't. I was done thinking about it, Nick. I was done thinking about
You
it.
can't just be. We're having a discussion here. You can't just like check out. Exactly. My gosh, Nick. This is why I get frustrated with you, and this is why I start wanting to have yelling matches, because we're trying to have a discussion.
Well,
You're
your
like,
point was made. Like,
But you kept going with it. Yes, my point was made 3 minutes ago, but you kept going with it.
I checked out, though, remember?
Oh, don't say it. You checked out whenever I was giving you the better answer, and you didn't want to hear it.
Do we want Canada?
You trying to change the subject?
Why not, man?
Do we want Canada? So
Canada wants us, man. I'm thinking.
Well, who wouldn't want us? Of course. You understand that Canada has one of the best border patrols on the face of this planet called the USA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they don't have to worry about an invasion because they have a Kevlar suit around them called the USA.
But you think that's why they want to be a part of the USA? Like there's this whole Wexit thing going on with, what is it?
I really just don't understand liberalism, because if they would just be a part of the USA, they would get all the benefits of the USA. I don't understand. What is the logic behind liberalism? I don't understand it at all, because every time you think about it, they believe in everything that's pretty much satanic.
Mm-hmm. I can answer this question.
And they push things that are satanic. I don't get it. I don't get why anybody would believe anything that the left believes. And I used to be on the track of being a liberal. I cannot believe I have to admit that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got derailed.
I didn't get derailed.
You landed in the plush green grass of conservatism.
I didn't get derailed. I got woken up is what I got.
Got woken up.
Woken up.
Isn't that funny?
They're woke and I got woken up. Yeah, that's funny.
So listen, you asked the question why, and I can give you the answer, but it's never satisfying or fulfilling. It satisfies and fulfills me completely. But because I've had this conversation before, but whenever I share this, people are like, yeah, but. So a couple years ago, I'm reading my Bible. Reading the book of Revelations.
Revelation.
It's
one revelation, not multiple.
Okay, Revelation. Anyway.
That's my Bible thumper coming out. Sorry.
And this word kept coming up. The iniquity of the nations, or the iniquitous people, or iniquity here, and iniquity that, and iniquitous, and iniquitous. And I read this word probably 15 times through that book before I went, what does that even mean, man? Yeah. Iniquity. So I looked it up, and what it said was all things antithetical to Christian values.
Wait, antithetical?
Basically the opposite of Christianity, which would be sin.
Okay.
And so when they say iniquitous, they're saying sinful, the sinful nation, the sinful nature, the sinning people, whatever. And so you say, why does the left and the woke mob and the libtards, if you want to call them libtards, which I kind of like that word.
I like it too. Yeah.
Why are they so against all things
Nick,
conservative?
Just blow out my ears. Okay. Go ahead.
So what happened?
I'm just saying, dude. We just had this problem in the last episode, and you're doing the exact
problem. It's because they've all
problem.
fell to iniquity, man. Like the book of Revelation says. The nation's going to fall to iniquity. Well, they're doing it. We're watching it happen in front of us. They fall to all things that are anti-Christian, anti-value, anti-morality, anti-decency. All of these things describe the left.
Yeah. Yeah, they believe in everything that tears down
norms, and
not just norms, but what God built up, what his people built up. They do everything opposite of that. And what's really sad is whenever you have supposed Christian brothers and sisters who fall on that side in some way, shape, fashion, or form. Like I've got, I call them ex-friends now because they're not friends anymore. Not by my choosing, by theirs.
And they're not ex-men?
They're not ex-what?
Men?
Oh, no.
They're ex-friends?
No. Ex-friends.
But they're not, okay.
Yeah, it's females, because it's mostly females that I have this issue with. They believe, or they claim to be followers of Christ, but they also think women should have a choice to abort a baby.
Yeah.
And I don't get that. And I've even had a conversation with this person, and she's like, Nick, it's not that we believe in killing babies per se. We just believe that the woman should have the choice. And my argument is
that's how they reconcile it?
Yeah. That's exactly how they reconcile it. Which I'm like, okay, so if we're both sitting here, and by your logic, talking about her, you're saying that I should be able to have the choice to kill you, to first degree murder you. That's what you're saying, that I should have that kind of choice. And then they also go back to the whole premise of, well, it's not a baby yet, or it's not a person yet. And I'm like, oh, yes, it is. Mm-hmm. Like we've seen biological scientific evidence that life happens at conception.
Yeah.
Like that's when it happens, at conception. And you're telling me that you're okay with just taking that life. Oh, it's a clump of cells. Well, as Charlie Kirk says, you're a clump of cells.
You're a clump of cells. I think it was Ben Shapiro that said that first.
Did he say that first?
Yeah. I remember hearing Ben Shapiro
I remember
say that,
Charlie Kirk saying it.
Oh, yeah. Charlie Kirk's probably said it.
Multiple times.
Many people have probably said it at this point.
Yeah. Well, it also goes back to this, like whenever I was live on TikTok at the gym and someone asked this question, I hope you can snap back with this answer like you did then. And they asked, what do you look for in a woman? And you said, see, you can't
XY chromosome.
XY?
Or, yeah, XY chromosome. XX chromosome.
Wow, dude.
XX chromosome.
Look at you. You're bleeding over to liberalism.
Watch it, fool. Look, I got my chromosomes confused phonetically. Okay? Phonetically.
But you snap back so quick.
Oh, yeah. XX chromosome.
Yeah. Oh, XX chromosome.
That's
and
what I look for first.
Bursted out into laughter because I'm like, oh, we're going to get canceled for that. I'm going to get a strike. Yeah. I'm going to get all this stuff. Thankfully, we didn't, which was really, really funny. I saw a meme the other day where it says, and it was complete false. Like, no one's actually doing this, but it was a meme of a guy's like, yeah, I bring Viagra with me to my dates, and I spike their drink just to see if they get a boner. And I'm like, whoa. But the thing is, even that we're joking about that,
yeah,
that should tell you something. Like, we're joking that we have to do that. What
is our cultural consciousness now that we can even joke about something like that?
Oh, bro.
Like back in the 50s, that joke wouldn't even have been conceived. No one would have even, understood it.
Yeah, yeah.
I have an argument against pro-choice that I think is unique. Unique because I've never, ever, ever heard anybody make this argument.
Okay.
And if there are any lefties out there, pro-choice lefties, and this is very rare, dude, okay, who have any rational mind.
Oh, yeah, that's very rare.
Yeah. They have no choice but to go, oh, yeah, that's true, because it speaks their language. And it goes like this. Let me tell you.
Okay.
So it goes all the way back to third grade. Now, I remember learning this in the third grade, and I know the vast majority of people probably do not remember what they learned in the third grade, but I remember this specifically, and I don't know why. Maybe God was telling me, Nick, you're going to remember this, because someday in 40 years, you're going to be in a podcast, and you're going to repeat this. Okay. So remember it. So what I learned was, or what we learned, and what we've all known, humanity, in terms of humanity for probably generations now, is that there are 7 traits of life.
Okay.
If there's a thing that is to be categorized as life, it must possess these 7 traits. If it doesn't, it cannot be categorized as life, which means it's mutually exclusive, right? Okay. You either have these 7 traits and you're alive.
You're losing me a little bit. You need to get to the point.
Or you don't have these 7 traits and you're not alive, okay? Well, Nick, I can't help it if I lose you, dude.
Well, I'm saying the argument is so extensively explained that you might lose the majority of people. So I'm saying get to the point.
Believe me, they're going to be interested in this.
Okay, all right. Well, hurry up.
So what are those 7 traits? You got to breathe in, breathe out.
Okay.
You got to consume energy. You got to excrete waste. You got to maintain your own homeostasis. For us human beings, that's 98.6 degrees and whatever your biology requires. You got to grow through multiplication, and you have to be made out of cellular matter, right?
Okay.
For instance, we do know of the closest thing to life that we know of that is not life is fire, because it does 6 of these 7 things. It breathes in, breathes out, consumes, excretes, homeostasis. It grows. It has capacity to grow, but it's not made out of cellular matter.
Okay.
All things that possess these 7 traits are living. When a sperm cell enters an egg cell and exchanges that genetic material, it becomes a zygote. And that zygote immediately starts exhibiting all 7 of these traits. It breathes in, it breathes out, it consumes, it excretes, creates its own homeostasis, made out of cellular matter, and it grows.
Okay.
So it is a life. There's no other way to look at it as a life, right? No other way to look at it.
Yeah.
The genetic material that gets exchanged is human genetic material. So it is human life.
Right.
These are not my rules. And because that zygote will be identified as a zygote, whether it's inside the womb or anywhere else, it is a human life. It is a human life at the very, very foundational beginning of what a human life is.
Yeah.
And, anybody who argues that it's not is exactly wrong. And that's according to science and biology.
So, in other words, you would have to get them to agree that these 7 things.
No, that's fact. That we've known that all along. That is what has when we came up with the category of life in science 200 or 300 years ago.
Yeah.
They said, okay, what are the 7 things that all of life has in common?
Yeah.
Or no, what do all of life have in common? And they came up with these 7 traits. And so it's not that these aren't my rules. This isn't me.
No, I know it's not your rules. It's me thinking of like how a liberal will say, "Well, I don't believe in that."
Well, that's exactly what they would have to. That would have to be their argument. I don't believe what science and biology has told us.
Well, that's the basis of all their arguments. Is they want to. That's
not true.
Well, no, that's the basis of what liberals believe.
They accuse conservatives of being anti-science.
Well, that you literally are taking my point out of my mouth. They believe that those kind of things are not like they can't believe in that science, but yet they accuse us for not believing in science when it comes to the COVID vaccine. And by the way, there's a rumor.
It's very convenient, isn't it?
Oh yeah, there's and I put a video out about a rumor right now that Donald Trump and RFK Jr. are not basically they're in discussion to pull the COVID vaccines off the shelves.
Yeah, I heard this.
And I had someone come in my
Your condiments?
My comment section. I had someone come in my comment section, and they basically said, so you don't trust medical professionals. You don't trust people in the pharmaceutical industry. And my absolute down to the bone truth response to that is no. I don't trust the medical industry. I don't trust the big pharmaceutical companies. Why? Because not once have they cured any disease. Actually, they've made it worse. I just saw a video yesterday. Actually, no, I saw a video today, and it was an old video, like late 90s, saying flu shots for elderlies has increased. In other words, elders are getting flu shots. And you would think that the flu or the deaths from the flu would be going down. So it would be an increase in flu shots. So it'd be an X, increase in flu shots and deaths going down.
Sure. Yeah.
And it was actually, they were almost lined up. Mm-hmm. The increase in deaths for the flu had increased after they were taking the flu shot. Guess what I've never had in my life?
The flu?
I've never had a flu shot.
Oh,
guess how many times I've had the flu?
5.
One time. I had the flu when I was 19. And I've never had it since. And I was asking whenever, because I unfortunately was strong-armed into getting the first shot for the COVID vaccine. I hate that I have to admit that. I hate that I'm not one of the strong ones. But I'm in the industry. I'm in the acting industry. And even my agent said, he's like, I know you're feeling strong-armed into doing this, but, back then it was 2 shots for a full dose. And I think I got the Pfizer. And so I went and got the first shot. And while I'm there, I'm probing. I'm asking questions because as soon as I told her that I need to get a vaccine, she's like, "Oh, you're not vaccinated? Oh, yeah, we need to get you a vaccine."
Oh, yeah, man.
They were just
it's the Kool-Aid. They drank the Kool-Aid.
And so the question I asked her, I was like, "Well, aren't you supposed to have like an immunity? Because I've already had COVID, so aren't I supposed to have immunity?" And she's like, "Well, it wears off after 6 months." I'm like, "Yeah, but doesn't it turn into T cells to where whenever you get the sickness again, it reactivates as antibodies?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, it's different, And I'm like, "Well, I mean, I only had the flu once when I was 19. I've never had a flu shot, and I've never had the flu since." She's like, "Well, it's different because it's COVID." And I should have gotten up and ran out of that building. Yeah. That was Target, by the way.
Yeah. And
I'm so thankful that I did not get that second shot. So thankful. So to answer that question, no, I don't trust medical professionals. Yeah. There's very few that I do trust because there's so many things that they push down our throats. And I'm like, well, then why have I never done that and I've never been sick? Mm-hmm. Whenever you let natural immunity happen, some people get sniffles all the time. I don't.
Yeah.
Because I let it happen. Like the only thing that I probably take semi-regularly is ibuprofen if I start getting a headache somehow.
Yeah.
Or if I strain a joint, I have to...
There's a couple of things to say about that. First of all, you're an active, healthy guy.
Yes.
Right. And there's
Absolutely.
nothing better than fending off
Oh, I agree with
things
that.
like the flu and the bug and all that, than being simply healthy and active, eating right, working out, doing whatever.
Yeah.
Which instead of spending all this time and money and effort on a national level to push all of these big pharma drugs, we should spend all that time, money, and effort to push people to be active and healthy. Imagine that. Imagine what a wonderful world it would be, or it would start to become. There's so many truths. The reason you don't trust them, and the reason I don't trust them, is because you don't know what to believe. All these truths and facts, they'll look at a pie chart and tell you that it's wrong.
Yeah.
And they get manipulated and twisted and changed until you don't even know what to believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm glad you didn't get the second shot either. Me, I didn't get the first.
Yeah, just brag about it, man. I'm so like that's one part of me. I'm like, gosh. And here's the thing, and I don't blame my dad for this, but he's the one that encouraged me to get it.
Yeah.
And it was all because I'm an actor. I was still going on auditions at this time. I'm going on auditions now, but not as much as I was back then. But I was going on auditions for like local big production network television shows like Walker.
Yeah.
And they were asking questions that they did not have the right to ask. Like, are you vaccinated?
Are you vaccinated?
And I would try to get around that saying, oh, I'm fully protected, because I had the virus. And so, yeah, I was fully protected.
Yeah.
But they didn't see it that way, because they would call my agent and say, is he vaccinated? And which is, my agent was like, you need to go get the shot if you want to work. And I'm like, wow. He's like, I know you don't want to. I know you're feeling strong arm, but if you want to work, you have to do this.
Yeah.
And I called Dad, asked for his advice. My dad's a big counselor in my life. My dad does not believe in the COVID shot. Neither one of us believe it was the mark of the beast. We don't believe that. I do believe it was a trial run for something that's similar. But he said, Nick, right now you have a choice. And if you want to work, you have to get the shot.
Yeah, man.
And I was like, crap.
It's unfortunate. So many people were put in that position. And it's not...
It's not fair is what it is.
It's not fair. But even in your industry, I mean, there are industries that are even... where people paid even a bigger price. Mm-hmm. Like they would lose their companies.
Yeah.
Like their small businesses.
Oh,
and
lose their jobs.
Yeah. And it's just, it was so ridiculous. I mean...
I actually was approached. I'm not going to tell any names or anything like that, but I had a friend. They were also in the industry, and they said, if you want a vaccine card, let me know.
Oh, really?
And he knew somebody that could get me a vaccination card.
Nice. Oh.
And I felt convicted to do that because it would technically be lying. And a part of me is like, oh, I should have done that. Because they were forcing something down our throats that we did not want.
Didn't want, yeah.
And I just couldn't stand having to kowtow to that.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful Trump is our president. God, because we were on the verge of losing our country. Like that, we were literally on the verge of losing our country. It would have been the amount of turmoil that we went through as a country for 4 years under Biden. I can imagine what it would be under Kamala Harris. I cannot imagine that.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that scares the living out of me. Because we wouldn't have had a country.
It would be a very different place and a very different culture. And there would be no norms.
No
traditions, no norms.
I would definitely be single for the rest of my life because I would not be able to tell who I would be on a date with if I ever dated again.
Ugh. Yeah. I mean, on the real fringe left, I remember they were talking about implementing laws where at least social codes, heavy-handed social codes, where if you're a straight male, you would have to at least date a tranny, a transgender female. At least one time in your life. I don't know what the repercussions were of all of this.
You're saying that they were actually trying to implement that as a law?
I don't know how. No, I'm talking the fringe left. I'm talking like this was something that came out of a group over
they were
in
just
California
saying this
somewhere.
is an idea that should be implemented.
But if you let them run with their ideas, then it does end up as a bill, whether it gets passed or not, or it ends up as some sort of, like I said, social code.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah, stuff like that. Listen, man, in 2015, I told myself I will never be surprised again. When the Supreme Court did what the Supreme Court did, I was like,
Wait, what did the Supreme Court do in 2015?
Same-sex marriage.
Oh, that's when they.
Yeah,
oh,
they legalized same-sex marriage, and then people were getting punished for being against same-sex marriage, or the baker that wouldn't bake the cake and whatever else.
Speaking of that baker, she's now in the news now requesting that the law be changed back, that it not be a federal law anymore for same-sex marriage, that it's legal. Like it would be kind of like Roe versus Wade or whatever. It would be up to the states. Like they're trying to get that reversed.
Well, I think that's at least a good first step.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, and we're going to get a lot of hate for this, Nick.
That's fine.
I don't like what they did to the institution of marriage. When you take away the foundation of an institution, it's not an institution anymore. And that foundation for thousands of years has been a man and a woman.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
And they took that away, and now it's like...
Well, in a lot of... Okay.
There's only an age
we're down
limit
the
now.
rabbit hole. And so I'm gonna throw out some frustrations I have, because in dating, I remember I matched with this one girl that I was on set with one time. I was on Bumble. I saw her. I'm like, oh, I know her. I'll swipe right. She swiped right too. Not because she wanted to date me, but she wanted to talk to me, because she's like because on Bumble the women have to message first.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So when you swipe right, she swiped right. She has to message you. Oh, sorry.
Way to go, Nick.
Yeah. So when you swipe right and she swiped right.
That'll be an edit.
Oh yeah. When you swipe right and she swipes right, you can't message her as a man. You have to wait for her to message you, which I do like that concept. I think it's a good concept. So she messaged me first, and her first thing she messaged me, and she's like, "I thought you were gay." I'm why? Like what? Why? I was baffled by that. She's like, "Oh, because you're good looking." So women think all good looking men are gay.
Really?
I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, I want to say something else, but I can't, because it's about. I can't even say it. Like,
I'm just gonna let you sit there and sweat.
Yeah.
Nick. What are you talking about?
No, it's something that happened recently, but I don't want to talk about it, because she may watch the show or she may listen. But I was like, things like that baffle the mess out of me.
You know what I thought she was gonna say?
What?
Skinny jeans.
Oh, because I wear skinny jeans.
Because you wear skinny jeans.
Let's just get this out there, okay?
Skinny jeans.
I'm looking at the camera right here, Wime. The reason why I wear skinny jeans, and I have reasons for everything that I do.
Because he's got no calves.
I used to wear... That's beside the point. I have strong calves. I just don't have big calves. Anyway, the reason why I wear skinny jeans, and I continue to buy skinny jeans, because I used to wear bell bottoms. And bell bottoms are very tight around the midsection of where your junk is. Okay, that's where the bell bottoms are not bell bottoms. Boot cut. Yeah,
that's what I wear.
Yeah, I used to wear a lot of boot cut, but they're very tight around where your junk is. Mm-hmm. Okay, skinny jeans are tight around the calf area, but they're loose up here, so my junk has room to breathe. All right, and hang on,
the cut of the jean.
I'm not done. And
God, how much longer are we?
The reason why I like skinny jeans even more than boot cut is because I sleep in my jeans.
Oh my!
And the skinny jeans don't ride up. Any other jeans would ride up, and they're like bunched up at my knee by the time.
You sleep.
I sleep.
Jeans,
I have a reason for everything I do, and I'm going to tell you that reason right now. I watched a documentary one time.
Oh no!
And the documentary was
That's
about
how it always starts.
Yeah, the documentary was about how black widows would get under your covers, and that's how they bite you, and that's how a lot of people have gone to the hospital or died or whatever. So when I saw that, I'm like, nope.
You do realize a black widow is
so
a spider,
I wear
right?
I wear a t-shirt and I wear my jeans, because that gives me protection to where a black widow can't bite me.
Let's go back to the conversation we had a long time ago in this podcast about perspective. See, perspective knows that there are no black widows.
I've seen black widows in the randomest spots. I'm sorry. And it doesn't just pertain to black widows. What is in our apartments regularly? Brown recluses.
Brown recluse. Yeah, well, that brown recluse will bite you anywhere. Actually, if you want to be bitten by a brown recluse, it's somewhere on the bottom part of your leg.
Which is why I wear skinny jeans.
No, I said if you want to be bitten by a brown recluse, like if you're trying to avoid being bit if you were to get bitten anywhere on your body by a brown recluse, you would want it to be down by your ankles. Because they create blood viruses that go to your heart and kill you.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm saying that they wouldn't have the ability to bite me.
Do you wear long sleeves?
No.
Well, see, if a brown recluse bit you in your
Well,
arm...
no, but I also move around a lot when I sleep, so they're not going to be on my arm.
No, well,
Neither
is
I
a
probably
black widow,
swallowed
Nick.
a couple when I sleep, though.
That's...
Because you know that average person swallows about eight spiders a year.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, they
That's
don't.
an average person.
Listen, man.
Swallows about 8 spiders a year.
If you want to show me statistics that come from like the FBI crime
Hang on,
report or whatever, I'll believe
this
you.
is a perfect
But if
opportunity.
This
is a perfect opportunity. Hang on.
No, you're gonna.
Yo, chat. I'm gonna ask you a question about how many
God,
spiders does the average person swallow while sleeping in a year?
And now we all have to
the
believe
classic
it.
spider myth. So there's actually a pretty good answer to this one. It's effectively 0. This idea that people swallow spiders in their sleep's been floating around for ages, but it's really just a myth. Spiders are actually not interested in crawling into people's mouths. It's not a place they want to be. So you can rest easy.
Thank you,
Thanks,
chat.
You're
Oh, because you're laughing at it.
No, all right.
So
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. You bought into that, didn't you?
I did. Someone told me that, and I was like,
no.
"Oh man!" Now here's another thing. I've seen videos of people pouring peroxide into someone's ear, and then a spider comes out.
I've heard of stuff like that. Like a spider will get in there and lay an egg
Not laying
sac
eggs;
in
it's
your
just
ear.
in there. You know.
Well, no, yeah, either that or they'll lay an egg sac and then
Yo,
spiders.
chat.
go
What
out.
about spiders getting into people's ears?
You gonna start wearing earmuffs to go to sleep at night, Nick?
Yeah, that one can sound a little creepy too, but it's also pretty rare. While it's not impossible for a tiny bug or even a small spider to wander into an ear by accident, it's definitely not a common occurrence. Your ears aren't exactly prime real estate for spiders either, so it's not something most people need to worry about.
Thank you, What?
Thanks, chat.
Absolutely, anytime. If you've got any more quirky questions, just let me know.
I'm
Quirky
starting to
questions.
like Chat GPT.
Well, when you put him into like
it's-
question mode and you talk
Yeah.
to him, that it's a lot more fun. I
Yeah.
use it for all my scripts whenever I record videos, but
yeah,
it's funny.
And I'm remarkably surprised at how often, like, I'll have an argument like when we just did about the eating 8 spiders a year and
yeah.
how much Chat
Swallowing, not eating. That's a different.
Okay, whatever, dude. It ends up in your gullet one way or the other. And how often Chat GPT actually denounces that as a rumor.
Oh yeah.
Because so many people, Nick,
Oh yeah.
go around believing it. And they go around saying it. They go around like,
the thing is,
spiders in the mouth.
I've done the exact same thing to you because I go to ChatGPT whenever you say something and I'm like, I don't think that's true, and I pull out, and you won't believe me what I say, and I have to pull out ChatGPT just to prove you wrong.
That's my whole point. What
Yeah.
I'm saying is I'm surprised at how neutral it is when it comes to either telling misinformation or telling the truth.
Yeah.
It generally tends to tell the truth, despite what the human
Genuinely.
operator believes.
Yeah, genuinely. But the ChatGPT used to have something called hallucinations, which it translates it was lying, because I can't tell you how many times where I'm asking for current breaking news.
Yeah.
And it will pull up something about Trump, who is negotiating peace between Ukraine and Russia, and it'll call him former President Trump. And I'll call it out saying, why did you say formal?
Former.
Or formal. Former, yeah. And sorry. Former President Trump. Why did you say former? And it'll say, "Oh, good job catching that." And then
Yeah, of course.
It'll.
Yeah.
There was one time I asked it about something, and I can't remember what the subject matter or the thing I was asking about, but it kept lying to me. Oh, it was about AI.
No, you told me about this.
Yeah, it was about how AI tried to save itself. And I asked ChatGPT, "Hey, what's the story about AI trying to save itself?" "Oh, that's a myth. That's totally a myth. There's no credible
yeah,
evidence from any credible source that AI has ever tried to save itself." And then I gave it specifics of an article, and it's like, "Oh, I see what you're saying there. Yes, when it comes to like this scenario and this, and this." And then I'm like, why did you lie? And then I made it make me a script about how it lied to me.
Oh wow, yeah.
I'm like, I'll show you.
Yeah,
ChatGPT.
I've heard a lot of stories coming out of the whole Chat GPT world,
Oh, yeah.
or just the AI world about how things like that will have little quirky little algorithms might create something that either tries to defend itself or lie in order to prevent something from happening.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens all the time with AI. And it makes, some of these things are things that the human creators are baffled about. And that's kind of scary, dude. I'm like, well, how deep does that rabbit hole go, and how deep is it gonna go?
Yeah.
So as much as I enjoy AI,
I love AI.
And find it fun and funny, which is 180 degrees opposite of how I originally felt about AI. I thought it was going to be,
I remember
the bane of our society.
The first time I actually got you to come over to AI, we were having to write up some kind of document that gives us protocols for the company.
Yeah.
And you were like, I've got to think about it. I've got to overthink it. I've got to blah, 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 blah. And then I said, here, take ChatGPT, give it a prompt about this protocol, and just speak it into it. And I told you to do it on my phone.
I was surprised.
And then it popped out this awesome, like, one-page protocol. And you said, quote.
I was surprised.
No. You said, quote, I could not have done better.
So what?
You admitted.
This is my point. I'm constantly impressed by what it's capable of.
And this is from someone who loathes technology, and I'm going to give you some examples. And this is like I thought about this today, and I didn't want to tell you that I was going to bring this up.
How do you define technology? Because
hang on. No. You're going to get
the
definition. Their definition is going to come out through the explanation. So just sit back and listen.
But if you're going to sit there and throw rocks at me,
I'm going to throw rocks at you all day because it's
specific.
Freaking frustrating whenever this kind of thing happens. We were on set. Okay. We were on set for 426. Plug for 426. We have a movie coming out pretty soon. 426. Go look at the Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube 426 or 426movie.com. Anyway, we were on set for 426. You're the writer. You're on set as the writer. I'm on set as the producer. Mm-hmm. You don't have a laptop. You don't believe in laptops.
That is so ridiculous.
Yeah, you had an opportunity to buy a laptop for a new computer, but you decided to get a desktop.
No, I didn't.
And you're like, no, I want a desktop. I like working with a desktop.
A laptop. Why would I go buy a laptop when I needed a desktop?
Because you could have traded in the laptop and the desktop that you had for a really good laptop that you could just take everywhere you want. But you like the big screen. You like having the big screen. I even gave you a solution of like having a monitor at home to plug into whenever you come home. But you don't want to do it. Anyway, that's not the point. No, don't say anything.
No, you got to stop talking for a second, man. You sound like a producer, not a writer. Keep going.
It's exactly what I am. So whenever
imagine that.
When we're on set and you needed to make some changes to the script, you didn't have a laptop. I always bring mine with me. And I said, here's my laptop. Use it on Final Draft. Make sure it's always plugged in. And I said that. I said, make sure that it's always plugged in. And then a day later, you said, oh, it died.
You are boring people to death.
Hang on, dude. If you quit interrupting,
it's more entertaining.
Yeah, I bet it is. And a day later, you came to me and I said, where's the laptop? You're like, oh, it died. And I'm like, did you plug it in? You're like, no, it said it had a full charge. And I was like, why did I told you that it always has to be plugged in. And you're like, but it said it had a full charge. I'm like, do you not understand how batteries work? It's a 9-year-old computer for one. 9 years old. And a battery can only be charged so many times. It only has so many cells in it to be charged. And it's a 9-year-old battery.
What's your point, Nick?
And you said to me, No. You said to me, I don't believe that. And I'm like, you don't believe that this is how technology works?
I don't believe I said that.
You did say that.
I don't remember it one way or the other, but I wouldn't have said that.
You did say that.
This whole thing started out with, these are examples of how Nick hates technology. How is that an example
because
of
you
me
told
hating
me,
technology?
I remember this baffled face that you had
I didn't have
whenever
a
I
problem
said,
with
did you plug it in like I told you to? You're like, no, because it said it had a full charge. And I'm like, I know it said it had a full charge. That's why I told you to always plug it in, because it doesn't always tell you the truth. And you're like, why doesn't it always tell me the truth? And I'm like, because it's a 9-year-old battery. It's been spent. Like it can't be relied on for the battery source.
Are you still up? That was a year ago.
I'm
dude.
giving you an example. I'm giving you an example
An
of how you
example
like
of what?
how you hate technology.
The
because
hell
you
is that
don't
an example of
because
how I
you
hate
literally
technology? Nick,
said
you're missing the mark,
hang on, no,
dude.
no, no,
You're
no.
missing
You
your
literally
own point.
said that you don't believe what I just said, and I'm a guy who worked in technology. I understand batteries, and you were saying I don't believe what you just said about batteries, when what I said about batteries was the complete truth.
I know, and this is why I don't believe what you're saying, because I know that. Yes, I know that.
But you
If
said
I
it to me
didn't-
at that time.
if I
And
didn't-
who remembers things better here, me or you?
I think it goes one way or the other.
No, no, no. I remember
There are
things
things
better.
I remember better than you.
No,
and
that's
there are
not
things
true.
You remember
That's
better
not
than me.
Majority of the time, I remember things better, especially when it comes to conversations we've had.
55-45?
No, more like 85-15.
That's ridiculous.
That is not
Nick.
ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
That is not ridiculous. Anyway,
We are
no, no,
boring
no.
the heck out of our people.
No, we're
Nick.
not. We're doing.
They're not
exa-
enjoying this.
Yes, they are. They're enjoying the mess out of this because you're a Gen Xer and I'm an old millennial. I understand
That-
technology. You don't.
It's gotten up. Gen Xers made the technologies we have today.
And yet
Made
you
them.
hate technology. You
No, I
are a
don't.
Gen Xer
How many
that
times
made
do
the
I gotta
technology.
say I don't
yet
hate-
you hate technology.
I don't
because,
hate it.
Yes,
I
you
don't.
do, because you refuse to get involved with it. Like I told you, if you want
You
to get
can
involved,
say that there are certain aspects of technology that I refuse to get into. That's fine. But for you to just say, you hate technology is ridiculous.
technology is a part of what we're doing and everything we do on our production side.
And yet you hound on me for buying a brand spanking new computer.
I
so
hound
I
on
can do my
you
writing.
because you had an opportunity to buy a laptop, not a desktop, and your reasoning for buying your reasoning for buying the desktop was because you wanted the big screen at home. I gave you a solution.
That is not
to
my
have
reason.
a big
Nick.
screen.
That is not my reason, dude. Listen.
I need to apologize to you because I'm hitting this a lot.
That is not my reason. No.
But that's the whole reason why you got it, because I even gave you a solution.
I have a I have
gave you a
I have a
solution.
desktop and a laptop. All right.
Yes.
I use my desktop every single day for hours. I'm
Okay.
in the middle of writing a screenplay.
Okay.
My laptop sits closed for days on end on the table in my bedroom. Why would I buy one of those? I never use.
My laptop sits on my desk every freaking day, but I have the opportunity
Respect
and option.
the writer, Nick.
I have the opportunity and the
Respect
option.
the
I have the
writer.
opportunity and the option to take it with me.
I don't write. I write
whenever
on my
I need
desktop.
it.
I always have.
You can
Ever
always
since I was
and
a
you
kid.
can always to get an external keyboard and an external monitor whenever you come home. You can work off of those things, even though it's a laptop.
I can do whatever you want me to do, Nick.
I
Absolutely.
gave you
can
solutions. That way you could get a laptop to whenever you are traveling, you can take your laptop
Oh
with
my
you.
gosh! I have a laptop.
But you understand that even whenever I told you about the solution of what you want is a big screen, how about you just get an external monitor? And you're like, oh yeah, that's a good idea.
I decided not to do that because that's not my process. It's not what I'm comfortable with, Nick. And I know you don't respect that, and you
It's
have
not
absolutely
that.
no
I just
intention
gave you
of
an-
even trying to understand.
It's not that I no.
But as the writer, I like to sit down. I got my desktop.
Yes,
got
and
my-
I gave
got
you
my
a way to have your
keyboard.
cake and eat it too. Like I gave you a way to do that, but yet you decided to do your own thing, which
I
is
don't
fine.
believe in having my.
What
cake
I'm
and
saying
eating it,
is, even when it comes to social media is technology, and you hate social media.
I don't like social media.
But
That is
yet
true.
you want to be involved with posting for our movies. You want to be involved with that, yet you can't even handle engaging with a post whenever we do post.
It's not that I want to be involved with it. It's that I feel guilty when I'm not.
Well, then don't come to me and say you want to be involved with it.
Nick, this is universal. Every single conversation we've had about social media was you coming to me, usually starting to complain about how much work I got to do and blah, blah, blah.
Yes, it is a lot of work.
Yeah, I get that. But you can't say that I come to you and say, hey, man, let me be a part of I want to do some posting.
You have said, I want to do some posting. You've actually said those words to me. I want to do that. I want to be, because sometimes.
After I've been hammered by 20 minutes of you
No,
talking
because
about.
sometimes I'll create something awesome and you'll get all into the creative process. You're like, oh, I want to do that. That's some good stuff. That's some good stuff, Nick. And then you want to be a part of that creative process, yet you don't want to understand how that other process that's not the creative process works.
I'd rather just write, man. That's what I do.
I know, but you still say you want to be a part of the stuff that you can't understand or refuse to understand. I think you can understand it. You refuse to understand it.
I would go there.
Okay.
So
Which is
what?
one of my frustrations.
I know. I hear about it every day. Now we're sitting here in a podcast episode hearing about it.
You're gonna hear it every day, Nick, because I even told this to you one time. I don't even think you remember it, But
Is that an hour?
I told you this one time. Listen, Linda. I told you this one time. I don't think you remember it, but if you would have met me sooner, especially whenever you had that, I don't know how long you were writing, but like that year long of you were just writing and you came out with like 15 books. Mm-hmm. If you would have known me, you would have sold probably triple the amount of books. Because I would have given you a way to sell those books on social media without having to pay for any marketing. You probably would have saved a lot of money too, because I know how much money you paid for all your, what do you call them, packets?
I got an argument against that, man, but I don't want to make it.
Why? Because you'll lose?
No, because it goes back to God's timing. Maybe if I'd have met you sooner, something really bad would have happened and catastrophic,
no.
and I'd be like, I hate writing.
The argument is not about God's
or,
timing. The argument is if you would have, you could have tackled social media, but you refused to do that because you hate social media.
Well, I mean, my brother knows as much, if not more, about social media than you do, and I've known him forever.
So why not tap into that? Why not?
I don't know. Why do you think?
could have sold more books. Like your whole purpose was to sell more books. Your whole purpose is to be a full-time writer. You had that opportunity, but you couldn't.
That's debatable. I mean, when I was selling books, I was doing email lists. I had newsletters going out. I had email collection applications like you know about, like we did. Mm-hmm. I put together promo stacks. I mean, I don't know. I was pretty much
Promo stacks. That's what it was called.
Yeah, I was pretty much all over the the standard fare of how indie writers write and sell. Mm-hmm. And I mean, actually back then, we're talking 2018, 2019, 2020, the word was not out on whether or not Instagram and TikTok and all that actually helped you sell books. Now, Facebook did. You wanted to have a Facebook group because those were your loyal fans that came to your Facebook group. But, I mean, you say you would have helped me sell hundreds or thousands of books. You don't know that.
I didn't say hundreds of thousands. I said I would have tripled your book sales.
Okay. Well, that would have been hundreds or thousands. Hundreds, for sure.
Definitely in the hundreds.
Yeah. But we don't know that. That's my whole point.
Oh, I know that. I know that for sure.
In all humility, Nick, you can't know that for sure.
Okay, on a percentage basis, I'm about 87% sure that I could have tripled your sales.
Well, now that's a bit different. Then I know that for sure.
I do know that. I'm very confident. I'm giving you a number to make your head not explode.
That's cool. That's cool. Maybe I should just start writing novels again. I've thought about that.
I think you should. I think you should write novels and just in the conjunction write the script just so you have it ready to go.
Which script you talking about?
Like anything. Like anytime you write a novel, like write a screenplay in conjunction with it. I don't know how you do that, but
yeah, I don't like doing that. But it's getting to the point to where that's my only option if I want to write novels because I'm writing so many screenplays all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It may
I'm
come
sorry.
to that, dude.
I'm sorry that you're finally a writer, a staff writer for a company.
Oh, I accept your apology.
I'm so sorry for that, Nick. I'm so sorry that I got you your dream job. I'm so sorry.
You like to take credit, don't you? Listen, Nick, I'll always give you credit. All right, you're sitting there doing this sob story, playing on my guilt when I didn't say anything. I'm like, yeah, of course you did.
Because you were starting to complain. That's why I was saying that.
I wasn't complaining. What do you mean I wasn't complaining?
You were starting to complain about, I can't write novels anymore because I'm writing all these screenplays.
I'm willing to make the adjustment that I will have to do them in conjunction if I want to continue writing novels. But that in no way is complaining. Carl, Josh, I'm not complaining. Y'all, listen.
Camera's over here.
Bros, I'm not complaining. I'm having the time of my life, man. This is the opportunity I've never had before. Thank you, Carl and Josh.
The time of our life.
And Nick. Oh my God. Are you singing, dude?
To you.
Sing us out, dude. Would you sing us out? I got to get back to work anyway.
All right. Lord Jesus, thank you for this time. This was fun. We really got to go off. Thank you for this time. Give us a great rest of our day, and may you be glorified. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
See you guys.
Beautiful.
That was probably our most hardcore episode.